We are just trying to take the best of the law firm and take out all those negatives. We started to look for lawyers like me who came from big law firms and were tired of the politics. What we found in these last 7 years since we've been open is that we have a wide appeal to lawyers at every level of their practice, from right out of law school to those who are looking to retire.
When I was starting, I had very little infrastructure, very little processes. When you got here, you had a professional environment, you had a nice place to meet clients. It really started as a nice little springboard to get my practice up and going.
It has helped our practice grow because we have confidence that we can bring in a client that maybe we don't have the capacity to serve every single one of their needs because, for example, we don't practice real estate. But being part of the LawBank community gives us the ability and the confidence to make referrals for our client. It can be like a larger firm to our client.
We are now well over 100 lawyers between 3 locations. Every one of the lawyers feel very comfortable with the environments they're in. They feel very empowered by the community that we've created.
Sometimes when you're solo, you feel alone and you don't have other attorneys to bounce questions off of or ideas off of, so I thought there might be some benefit to that.
I find the lawyers here at LawBank to be some of the most ethical attorneys I've ever come across. That wisdom of more experienced lawyers, that's also that character of lawyer that's in here. We all hold each other up to that tremendous standard.
The one thing about LawBank is the generosity and the camaraderie of we're all here just doing our best practicing law. We all have different specialties, we all have different experiences before we practice law.
We're not part of the same firm, obviously, but we all are kind of part of the same community. We're all willing to help each other, and nobody here is, worried about anyone stealing each other's business. I looked at all the other people who are at LawBank as not quite members of my team, but they're allies. I haven't run the numbers, but I would say I've probably gotten 6 figures of revenue just in referral business from LawBank.
I think there were certainly times when I was starting out where you go through these ebbs and flows of you get clients, and then next thing you know you're out of work and you're looking for more. It's nice to be able to talk to people about what they're doing for marketing, who they're meeting that might be an interesting person for me to meet, and all of that is right here within the 4 walls of LawBank.
There's great diversity of lawyers at the LawBank locations, and I think in that respect it is similar to Big Law in that within LawBank you have lawyers that practice in pretty much every area imaginable. And so you really have the benefit of being able to communicate with those individuals if you have just a small question, or if you're in a situation where you have a client that, for example, in our practice, if they get a personal injury settlement, but they need some advice about the taxability of that settlement, we can refer them over to the tax lawyer and be like, hey, right next door is a guy who can help you with this problem. I really think there's this pay it forward mentality at LawBank.
It's one thing to have lawyers who are really good at getting the technical work done. There are other lawyers who are really good at getting those things done and kind of project manage these projects. And then there are lawyers who can interface with clients and be able to deliver a product of not just here's your document, but here is an encapsulation of where you are, why you're doing what you're doing, and here are all the ways that we are looking to have you protected. That's allowed me to grow my firm, to grow my offerings.
It's helped skyrocket the practice. I no longer feel siloed and have to do everything on my own. I have a network of other attorneys I can bounce things off of.
Again, the acknowledgement that this model of teamwork, even though you maintain your independence, works. It's a very non-competitive environment, even though we have competing lawyers in the same practice area. Nobody has told me they felt like somebody else took their business. It's the network that really will continue to drive LawBank.